What's up, guys? It's your Super Playaz back at it again. It's your host Tony G, bringing you another market watch. But before I do that, I have a huge announcement. We are hosting our very own online case tournament, hosted by your Super Playaz, of course, and it's going to be welcoming everyone around the world. You don't need a physical deck. It's not a webcam. You don't need access. All you need is access to internet and have an untapped account, so you could participate in this awesome event. So you could probably win this case or get first place. Whatever it is, it's a case tournament. It's going to be epic. We have all the best players around the world signing up recently. It's going to be best of 3. Definitely check it out. The description down below is going to have the events page, so you can go sign up and join in, and hopefully you, the Supah player out there, wins that tournament and you guys win all that awesome participation, or I mean the champion prizing that we have. So all the details are there, so if you definitely want to take a look at it, it's all there. All the information is there. I don't know why my green screen is acting up, but definitely check out that awesome event that's happening, hosted by your Supah Playaz, sponsored by our awesome sponsors, Ultimate Guard and Cortez G. We couldn't have done it without their help as well. So huge shout out to them. And yeah, so definitely in the description down below, it's going to be the Facebook page where you guys can go check out and sign up. And like always, like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to this channel. And we're going to dive into this awesome market watch, because I want to give an overview of all the cards that pretty much when set 12 dropped, all these cards either went down or went up, because there was a live event that just happened, the Pro Play Games that just happened in Miami. Huge shout out to George and his team for actually hitting 1,000 viewers. It's a big milestone, especially for in-person play. We haven't been having them in Dragon Ball Super card game, and a huge shout out to him for hitting 1,000 viewers on his stream. Congratulations, George. We hope to get there as well. So definitely huge, give credit where it's due, man. So there we go. So here's an overview of the cards, and let's dive into the cards specifically. And we have Supreme Kai of Time, Space-Time Unraveler. This card was sitting at $200 when it first came out, and it dropped to $140. And let's see what the least and the most expensive price is. $299 is the most expensive, and $140 is the cheapest, guys. So there's not that many listings. I think there was a buyout because, like I said, there was an event in person that happened that caused a lot of these cards to be bought out, and it's just insane in my opinion. And I just can't wait to see what else skyrockets. If I miss a card, definitely hit up in the comment section down below and let every other Super player there know why these cards went up in price, or I might have missed it. Okay, and then we go into the next one, which is Majin Buu, Incarnation of Demonic Evil. This card was sitting at like $150. Now it's at $90. This is one of those cards that probably plummeted since the release date, and the cheapest is $91, and I'm guessing the most expensive is probably like $124. Not that bad. I anticipate this card going down in price a little bit still. I don't think it's gonna stay at this price. I think it might hit $60 to $70, so I will probably give it another week or two. I just think this is a very cool looking card in my opinion. As a collector, I would buy this. I'll wait maybe a week so it could get cheaper, but I also think as a competitive player, this is a very powerful card because it's a counter, just like Cooler, but for green, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. I highly recommend you guys waiting maybe a week or two and then picking it up, because it might go down to probably 75 bucks. 60 might be the cheapest you'll get it, but I don't think it might be cheaper than $60. It's very, very strong still. And then we move on to Super PyCon Might Manifested, another card that's plummeting dramatically. I think this card might even hit $40. I give it another week or two. This card might not even see a lot of play, to be honest, just because of Hatchiyak is still probably the best blue SCR for blue decks, and you don't want to tap out for this guy and then just get wrecked the next turn. But yeah, he's really good. He's a very powerful card still. I think Hatchiyak is still the better SCR for blue in my opinion, but this guy's still a great card. I think if you want to wait maybe a week or two, it might go down to $55, maybe even hit the $45 to $50 mark. I'm gonna pick these two up, this one and Majin Buu, when they go a little bit down. Maybe give it another week, and then I'll probably buy them myself. So I highly recommend you guys getting them. It's very cheap right now. If you're a collector of SCRs, then this is the perfect time to buy them. The most expensive one will be Supreme Kai of Time, of course. And then we go on to the next cards, because we saw Sin Shenron top at this event, and Sin Shenron, the stamp SCR, was sitting at $24. Now it doubled. It's sitting at $57, and it's still going up. It was bought out because Sin Shenron made a topping and made a scene, and just demolished a lot of players. To be honest, people were caught off guard because this wrecks Red Broly for sure, and it really hurts a lot of decks, to be honest. It really does. And so we see this deck still dominating. It's still probably one of the best yellow decks. It's between this one and Mecha that are fighting for that spot for yellow. But I don't know. Let it be known in the comment section who you think is the better yellow deck. Is it Sin Shenron or is it Mecha Frieza? You be the judge, guys. And then obviously 24 was the cheapest, or was the cheapest. Now it's $54.99 and then $60. There's not that many listings, like I said. They probably bought them out. And then move on to the next SCR is Baby Hatchiak Saiyan Destroyer. Another great card. I think this is probably the best SCR for blue decks. This guy was sitting at $106, maybe even $98 at one point, like 2 weeks ago. And it skyrocketed to $174. People bought it out. And it's $180 being the highest price you'll pay for this card. And I highly, highly recommend maybe giving it a week or two. It might go down, but I don't see it going down right now because online play is about to pick up. And then we're about to see in-person play in some states go up or open up again. So this might stay at $150, maybe the cheapest. I think it might be $150 be the cheapest, but I anticipate it being at $170 still, guys. So don't hold your breath on this card for a while. And then we have $180 being the most expensive. And then we move on to the next one is SS4 Broly, the Great Destroyer. This card is being utilized in Boma and Launch, the waifu decks of the deck, of the card game, and you got to run this guy. This guy is so great in that deck. It works very well. It just makes your opponent just like cry when it comes out. It just see Broly, you're just like, oh man, I'm gonna lose now, because all your 5k combos are dead, and 214 is the most expensive, and 189.95 is the highest, cheapest. Sorry, where's my brain right now? But it was sitting at 145, so it nearly increased by $50, if not $75. So the cheapest you'll get it is $189, guys. Like I said, don't hold your breath for this card. Competitive plays starting up again. Dragon Ball Supers trying to do their best to have like those webcam events again. So this card might stay at this price for a while until who knows when. And then huge shout out to the gentleman that won the PPG Miami event in the singles event. He won with Invoker, guys. He made this card, I think, skyrocket in price right now. I think his name is Legend, so huge shout out to him. He's in part of Team FOE, so huge shout out to his team as well for taking first place. And then it goes from $455 to $775, guys. $739 being the cheapest. And then the most expensive is $1,000. So if you have this guy, not even PSA graded, it's already going for $750 almost. So if you want to sell it, I mean, go for it. I think this might be one of those cards that collectors are going to want in the long run anyway. And this card might go up and most likely be at like $5 grand. I kid you not. This card is so crazy good. It's very good competitively, and it's good as a collector's item because one, you got Ultra Instinct Goku and Vegeta. As a collector of Dragon Ball Z and Super, you're gonna want to keep. You would want this card for sure in your collection, in your anime collection. The next one is gonna be Cell Xeno Unspeakable Abomination. Still one of the best green successor, yellow successor cards. Works very well with a lot of decks. Still, I'm surprised it nearly doubled in price as well. It went from being $267 to $467, guys. $450 being the cheapest. Highest is $495. This is definitely going to be a $500 card. It's no doubt. It's been bought out. There's only a few listings. This card is definitely going to be $500. And then I don't see it going down. So these two cards, I don't hold your breath ever because you will die. And then moving on to the next one. Speaking of yellow decks, Mecha Frieza made a huge showing in that event. Obviously, still one of the best leaders, or it is going to be one of the best yellow leaders in the game. It's going to dominate for a few formats, and I don't see it moving anywhere anytime soon. It's very powerful. Bandai, huge shout out to Kyle because this is one of his favorite cards. And I think he developed this one too. So huge shout out to Bandai and Kyle. And then moving on to the next thing. 13 being the cheapest, and then obviously like $16 is going to be the most expensive. So this is the gold stamp one. It's probably going to stay within 16, 20 bucks to get the gold stamp. And then the card that works very well with this is Meta Cooler Mechanical Content. Very great card. Another card that's probably going to sit at $15, if not 20 the most. And it works very well with the Unison. With the Frieza leader, works very well. They're both work synergized. Very, very powerful. 2 combo. And then Yeah, another card I don't expect to drop in price anytime soon either. And then we have Violent Rays, another card. I think this card might even hit the $60 mark. I don't see it being cheaper than 30 bucks. I think it might even hit $40 because there's been a buyout and people are going to obviously make this card expensive. And I'm saying that because we saw Dormant Potential Unleashed was very expensive. It was used in almost every green deck. It's still used in every green deck. It sits at like 40 bucks. When it was like used competitively, it was sitting at $80 at one point. And I still think Violent Rays, I call it the Red Nimbus because this was another card I anticipated saying it's going to be an expensive card no matter what, because Red is going to utilize this card, and Launch and Bulma, Invoker, all those cards use this, either main deck it or sideboard it because it's very powerful. And it stops a lot of decks in their tracks. And like I said, I don't think it's going to be $30. It might go up, or I see it going up for sure, being at 40 to 50 bucks, being probably relatively the cheapest, quote unquote cheapest. And then we move on to the next one, which is Demonic Restraint, another card that got rebooted, which was Broly's Ring. This card is phenomenal. This card was sitting at $40 at one point and it dropped to $15, and cheapest being $16, and the most you'll probably pay for it is probably $20 per single. But I think if you wait it out, it might go down because Broly's making a comeback. But until then, if you want to get them this cheap, I get them now before Green Broly wins first place somewhere. And then we have the last card that works very well with black decks is Mass Saiyan Brainwash No More. It works very well with Dark Broly. It works very well with Vegex. Very powerful sideboard card. Like I said, another card that might potentially hit $30, or it already is, but these are the few listings at $26. But I don't think it's going to stay that price for a while. It's probably going to hit $30. It's a very great tournament pack card for dark archetype or black deck archetype decks. And there you guys have it. So definitely hit up in the comment section if I missed any cards, or if you think there's other cards that were worth mentioning. And like always, like, comment, subscribe. And from your Supah Plays, y'all stay Supah.